Hello, my name is Peter Cinnamon and I am here for Chordblossom.com, and I am very lucky to be joined by the voice behind Sillhouette, whose track Can't Keep Up has been all over local radio stations recently due to its involvement with the Discover Northern Ireland advert this year. I am with Shauna Doyle. Right, thank you very much for taking the time to sort of have a wee chat with us.
No problem.
Let's start off with the main thing that has been going down for you recently, and this, of course, is this advert that has been making news everywhere. I guess let's start with what's the story behind it? How did it all start with you being chosen for it?
Well, the NI Tourist Board had opened up a competition for artists to enter their songs, which I didn't enter because I was 2 weeks behind the deadline. So I didn't enter. But somehow the NI Tourist Board had heard Can't Keep Up, and they were very determined to use that as their song for this year. And they relentlessly tried to track me down through like anybody that I've worked with within Northern Ireland, and eventually got me, and then asked me, and I obviously said yes.
So what kind of time did you find out? Did you know about it?
Well, it would have been in October last year, really.
All right. So that was almost a bit of a time where like everything seemed to be going down.
Yeah.
For yourself, because of course that's sort of the time when this whole Snow Patrol thing sort of went down, and that's another sort of story. How's that story happen as well?
Well, the Snow Patrol thing is interesting. I play in a band, Ralph's Pocket Radio, as well. I play bass for Peter. And Gary is quite a big fan of Ralph's Pocket Radio, and he had asked us to play at a show in London. And at this point, none of the guys knew that I did my own solo thing as well with Sillhouette. And their publisher eventually came across some of my music a few months after they had agreed for us to do the show in London, and they forwarded it on to the rest of the guys in Snow Patrol. And because they heard that I could sing them, then they asked me about 4 days before our show if I would be willing to perform alongside them in duet for 2 songs.
Was that just not because Snow Patrol are just such a big band, and someone like Gary did not only just ask you to play a show in London? I'm sure it must have been just a surreal moment when he just goes, "Come on and sing on stage with us."
It was just whenever I got the email initially from Peter's manager saying, "Shauna, how would you feel about duetting with Gary?" And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" So it was really like, what? I couldn't believe it. I didn't know whether it was a joke or not initially, but turns out it wasn't.
Well, of course, it wasn't just the one show that you did. You went out as well with Rams and went on their whole European tour with them.
Yep.
What was that like?
Amazing, really, really cool. It was class to, get to see different parts of Europe, and just to get to experience the type of audiences that are in different parts of the world as well. It was just crazy. We didn't get to stay around very much because we were doing pretty much all of the driving. So a lot of our journeys would have been averaging in and around 7 or 8 hours a day. So you didn't get much time to sightsee.
What were the highlights from it? Because you were in such massive cities and in big arenas. I'm sure it must have been brilliant.
It was amazing. My favourite gig would have been in Frankfurt, just for the playing. I think just the audience reception that we had there was just amazing, and that just I don't know. I'm not really sure how to put my finger on it, but it was just such a good gig for us. Just such a lovely vibe. But my favourite city would have been Sweden.
Right.
In Stockholm, sorry.
Cool. As recently there's been quite a lot of NI bands going out in England, and eventually, of course, when you do well here, you want to go out and play the rest of the UK. For yourself being with Rams and stuff like that, what's it like sort of playing to those English crowds for the first time? Would you give any advice to anybody to try and hook in those audiences online, perhaps?
That's an interesting one. I'm not really sure. I think English, in London in particular, it's quite a tough audience, I must admit. You don't know whether people like it or not. However, most of the time they do, which is good. Well, you don't really know though. But usually you can tell by maybe some people will come and say to you afterwards. But even then, if they do like it, you might not even hear until you see a tweet on Twitter, or someone commenting on your Facebook. So I think really, I don't know. I guess it's just right. If you do little video blogs or like live videos or something like that, and try and push them out, as many of those out as possible, that'll help to build up your profile, and you can just kind of try to push it out to people outside of Ireland and push it in the mainland UK and things like that. And maybe that would help the profile. I'm not really sure because I haven't been able to properly break through there yet either, but I will.
Guy didn't have any advice for you guys to sort of say, of course, they're Northern Irish biggest band now. What did he say? Do this, do that, try something else.
Well, his advice mainly to us would have been just to be ourselves and just to keep on working really hard. Like I guess he leads by example. One of his quotes for the whole tour would have been, "It took us 10 years to be an overnight success."
I like that.
So it's just amazing, like how they worked so hard for 10 years and then just automatically they shot right up because of Run. And I think it's just really like learning from their example is that to be to make it and to do what you really want to do, you need to work really hard at it and just throw all of your time and energy into it, and eventually it will pay off. Really. So that was his sort of advice.
Sillhouette, you're a band, or are you a bit of a Peter McCauley sort of solo? Are you a band, Sillhouette, now, or?
Well, it's still sort of a solo project, but it is a band. It's hard to define it, to be honest, because we have the core members of the band, but we also have people who kind of come in and do little bits and pieces here, like that now and again. So it's still kind of in the process of trying to like make sure that the people who are in the core band are fully committed to being a band. But it's kind of it's nice to have it the way that it is, because I can it leaves a lot of freedom there, because I can go and do solo shows or we can do full band shows, and it just kind of doesn't put too much pressure on everybody. So it's more it's got that fun element still.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is pretty much a band, but again, it just fluctuates in sort of numbers now and again. So.
You've had a few singles out and videos and stuff. What do you hope Sillhouette to be? What do you want it to be kind of in this early stages for anything big comes out?
I just want it to be honest. Like I don't really I have a lot of hopes and dreams and that kind of thing. But the reason why I write music is because I want to be able to comfort people and challenge people, and I don't know, just provide something for people to feel like I don't know, to feel positive about bad situations that everybody experiences in their lives. And I think music's very therapeutic for any kind of situation. So I guess that's kind of, I just want Sillhouette to be that, and if it gains success along the way, that's amazing. But if not, then I'm just going to keep on trying to be honest with my music and just create music from my heart. Really, that sounded so cheesy, didn't it?
It's great. No, it's good. I like that. It's almost like you've got something to say, and it's through music you want to do it. I think that's what sort of people like about you. And I guess I wanted to ask a question about your videos, because you've had two videos with Darren Lee, and they're quite artistic and creative. And I guess what kind of influence did you have on them? Is that sort of what you wanted, or is it sort of a collaboration with Darren?
No, well, it was mainly my idea. I was quite not forceful, but I just kind of knew what I wanted. Because Darren does put ideas, and so did for the recent one, our makeup artist Shelley Blair. She also had some interesting ideas as well that we picked up on that. But the general idea for the videos I usually come up with, and then they both develop on it. So for Can't Keep Up, the last one, it was obviously about puppets. And I just tried to, I really want the energy and the essence of the song to come through in the video, so that it doesn't just sound like a pop song that doesn't mean anything. Whenever I wrote Can't Keep Up, it was about a time whenever I was just kind of observing people, and in our society especially, we constantly busy ourselves with things, and you can't really keep up with what's going on because there's so much happening all the time, and people feel the need to be busy every single second of the day, and that includes myself. and you find yourself there's a lot of sickness that comes from stress and things like that, and you know, stress is like a trigger for many different horrible problems that happen. So I wrote the song just to kind of suggest that with our society, like if you put it into the puppet's perspective, it's kind of like we're being puppeteered by society to feel like we have to constantly be busy. And then I wanted to kind of show people that you can cut those strings and you don't have to, you actually can keep up with stuff that's happening. You just need to remember what the priorities are in life, which I believe is love. And that kind of, I don't know, that could mean many things to many people, but I think that's kind of the core essence. If you love people and you love what you're doing, then, you know, you can keep up with stuff. Does that make sense?
You know what? That's a brilliant answer. Thank you very much for that. There's such high concept. I just had a feeling that they were definitely came from you.
Sorry.
You've done the Snow Patrol thing. You know, Rams have been out on tour. What have you hopefully got going for you in the next 3 months?
Well, I'm in the studio at the minute. Well, it's my home studio. Working towards the album. There's going to be another single out in May, 31st of May actually. And another, hopefully the EP will be out in August, and the album then out in February of next year. So yeah, I'm just working towards that, and there will be an Irish tour with Sillhouette in May as well, like May, June. So and then I'm working on UK dates and European dates as well. So there's loads of stuff happening.
Brilliant. I love the ambition as well. There's some interview I read, like, you know, I saw it was like Leeds, and we're like, yeah, Leeds and Reading, go for it.
Yeah, pretty good.
Shows you said are actually coming up. You're slotted for Pigstock.
Yes.
It's a bit of an intro. I think you've played in Pigstock before.
No, we haven't. This will be our first time playing it. Well, I played Pigstock with Rams last year, but I haven't played with Sillhouette yet.
It's almost a bit known more towards the heavier side. How are you feeling about? Oh, you're way more earlier in the bill, but how are you feeling about playing in Clinchy?
I think it's going to be amazing. Our drummer is from Spain. So he lives kind of just around the corner from Pigstock, where it is. So I love it around here. It's amazing. I'm actually in Spain at the minute. So.
No, that's brilliant to hear about the EP and the album. It's like with the album coming out in February, it's almost like there's a lot of NI stars who have stuff coming out. You've got a brilliant 12 months ahead of us. I guess people always sort of like to know. There's so many new talents sort of coming out recently. Who do you like? Who's sort of caught your ear? Who do you like that's sort of out there now locally?
Well, I'm a very big fan of Runaway Go. They're one of my most favourite local bands. I absolutely love them. They're just lovely people as well. Fiona has just got the most beautiful voice. I just love it. So Runaway Go. Joshua Burnside, I really love his stuff as well. He's kind of like got the folky sort of thing going on, and it's amazing. And his band are fantastic as well. And Ali Bradley, she's amazing. So that'd be my tipped 3 acts.
Super. I'll leave you this. It's sort of a wee bit up before, but with the advert, a lot, like, I think the positivity of people have said about it is that it's much more vibrant. People really feel it shows Northern Ireland in a positive light, and that we're moving forward and got stuff going on. How much do you feel our music scene has added to this sort of regeneration of RBI?
I guess, like, I don't know. I suppose music in itself kind of brings life to places, and we have so much amazing talent here. And I guess now that, you know, with the NI Tourist Board and, you know, all the councils starting to work with local artists, it really, you know, it's only gonna kind of make things better, and it's gonna showcase more local talent and show everybody outside of Northern Ireland that, like, how much talent we have here and how many, like, brilliant people we have working with us. Does that make sense?
No.
Whether that answers your question or not.
It all makes sense. Fantastic. Great. Shauna, thank you very much. That was brilliant.
All good.
You can now rest.
I'm not going to be resting. I have so much work today. Doing editing, so I'm trying to get the stuff ready for the studio. Like, I'm going to do mixing and mastering with Neil on Monday, but I have to have everything all recorded and ready to go.
How many sort of the older tracks are going to be on? It's going to be the EP, like Lady Wisdom and stuff. Is that going to be an EP or sort of saved for the album?
I think I'm going to have Lady Wisdom on the EP. So yeah, I've just I've got loads of songs I'm gonna choose from, and I'll see what suits really.
Great stuff. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. I'll let you go and have a good weekend. Thank you for everybody.
No problem. Thank you, Peter. See you then.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.